Hello, everyone. This is BizChicksTV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today we are here with Terry Johnson online everywhere. And
Yes, I'm here. Oh boy, welcome everybody.
yes, we want you to know where to find TJ. She's so modest. I want you to know where to find her. That's why I have this up and why I had it up for several seconds so you could take a screenshot so that you'll know where to find her today because she always continues the conversation after the party.
That's right, at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, 9 a.m. Pacific Time. We're going to talk more, and we need more today because, oh my God.
I know.
I had a topic for today, but we need to talk a little bit about Facebook. Just a little bit.
Just a tad, okay?
Just a tad because things exploded yesterday. As you all know, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp Messenger was down.
Yes.
And we can go into the reasons why and blah, 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 but we're really not. So it was down. And I've said this before for years. You cannot run your business off of Facebook because you see what happens. You're out of touch for 6 hours. I think the last time it went out, it was out like 24 hours. So, but you see what's going on, and I'm here to tell you that it's going to happen again because Facebook is a website. It's not an app. It's a website. Yes, it's on a server somewhere on a computer connected to other computers. Many, many, many computers, but it's people think it's some kind of magical thing. And what I was getting from yesterday was that everybody, well, first of all, everybody went to Twitter and was like, "Oh, Facebook is down, Instagram is down, blah blah blah." So you see what's going on. So this is proof positive, and we've said this time and time here. You must have your own media. That means have your own email list, because if you have an email list, you could have sold, communicated, sent your message, sent your post, sent your smoke signal, sent your whatever yesterday because email was still working. It's like the landline. Email is like the landline. If you still got a landline, when the cell phone towers go out, you could still make a call because you got a landline. So
I love that, Terry. I never thought of it as that.
But yes, I've said it before. Email is the landline.
And you know what? They laugh at old folks because they kept the landline. Then they you said, "Grandma, you still got a landline?" You know what I'm saying?
Grandma know what she's talking about. So this is the deal. So guess what else was popping? Clubhouse was hot yesterday. Oh my goodness.
I can imagine.
I peeped in the Clubhouse yesterday. I was like, oh my God. There was so many conversations about how are you going to run your business today? Facebook is down, Instagram is down, WhatsApp is down, blah 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 blah. And you have to have your own media. Own media means you pay for it. We do not pay for Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and mess. You don't pay for that. So they get to do what they want. And you saw yesterday what happens. Then on the other side, I made an observation that Facebook, these apps are so ingrained into society today.
Yes.
That people didn't know what to do with themselves.
It's sad. And people don't know really what they have. They don't realize it's an app. You know what I mean? They don't realize that that Facebook owns Instagram and they own WhatsApp, and all this stuff is now what you predicted in 2018, interconnected.
Yeah, I said that they were going to interconnect, become one. I remember a couple people saying, "Oh, that's not going to happen. You don't know what you're talking about." And I was like, we'll see. And here we are. And they're interconnected. So if it's a domino effect, if one falls, they all fall. And here it is. Facebook is wonderful for running your business. WhatsApp is wonderful for running your business as a tool. Instagram too. But that's not your platform. That's not your house.
Yes, let me see if I can draw an analogy.
Right.
Are you always going to have the party at a neighbor's house?
No.
Sooner or later, the neighbor A is going to get tired, or B, they're going to shut down. One day they're going to be on vacation. Something's going to happen, and the party's not going to happen.
Right. And you have to realize that, yeah, so you use social media. It's your calling card, it's your invite. That's how you get people to your house. You use the social media platform as an invite. And then if that goes down, you've built your email alongside of that. And I've seen lots of people do this, and I'm going to see more people do it, where they offer, they have an offer of a freebie, a ebook, a roadmap, a checklist, print something, here's something free. They use that, and then they say, okay, get on the email list, and then they send them to the Facebook group, or this group, or that group, or wherever it is. But you get that email first.
Yes.
And you see why. And this has happened before, people. This is going to continue to happen. It's going to continue. Now, what will happen with Facebook? I heard a lot. I listened to a lot of news this morning, and journalists and this and that saying this. Facebook's going to have to change. They don't want to. And we've talked about this. Facebook has a privacy problem, and they've had it for a long time. Hello, Cambridge Analytica. Remember that years ago?
We have such a short memory when it comes to these things, because we want what we want when we want it.
Yes. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not against that. I'm just saying that, listen, don't be lazy. Take the easy road. Yes, Facebook will send you these messages. If you have a business page, they will send you messages. Oh, this, and I got one today. Oh, this post is doing 75% better than your other post. Boost it. And I'm like, I'm not doing it. And they send you all of these notifications. Oh, you had this many people see this, and this many people saw this post, which is wonderful. But you have to decide, well, okay, how much of my effort, my strategy is going to be built on the platform of I'm using Facebook and WhatsApp and nothing else. And I don't need I hear this all the time online. I don't need a website. I don't need an email list. Well, you've been proven wrong today. That's all I can say. I mean,
okay, you heard it here on Terry Johnson Online. You need a database, which is your email list.
Yeah.
And you need your own website.
Yeah.
Which means you need to buy a domain name and get to getting it up. And if you're having trouble getting that done, you need to call Terry.
Okay. Yeah, we talked about it. I'm going to talk about it again, because now more people are waking up. But again, they're going to forget. I'm going to give this a couple of days, and people will go, oh, everything's fine. And they go back to doing what they're doing, which is great. When it works, it's great. But what happens when it breaks down, like yesterday, and it was like people running around like chickens with their heads cut off. They didn't know what to do. I don't know what to do with myself. Somebody said, well, I guess I'll read a book. I'll do this. I'll do that. I was like, okay. But
you mean they're on there that much?
Yeah. But see, this is what I do. On the weekends, I'm not online.
I'm not online.
I'm off. People are like, oh, I sent you messages. I did this. I'm like, it's Saturday and Sunday.
Listen,
no, ma'am. I might
be part of the day. I'm serving my customers. I'm providing services for my customers.
I'm here all the time. I'm immersed in it. I listen to it, and it's going. I'm podcasting. I'm listening to the financial news and the social media news and the business news. I don't want that on the weekend. I'm totally And people are like, well, how do you do that? You just put the phone down. I mean, something might pop up on notifications, but I just look at it and put the phone down, unless it's I'm saying social media. Now, client work wise, I don't use social media for that. I have them set up using apps like Slack. So I will get a notification on my watch, or it will pop up with a sound on my phone, and I know that that's a paying client that I will pick up the phone for. But just regular social media, and this is the thing, people think if they're not on it all the time, then they're it's not working, or they'll lose not lose track, but they'll
miss out on something.
Yeah, they'll miss out. They'll fall behind.
FOMO, fear of missing out on some kind of information.
It's like a hamster wheel. They think if the wheel isn't turning all the time, then it's not working. You don't have
They're
to do
getting
that.
somewhere.
You
They
can
think
take
it's,
a break. People have done it all the time. And guess what? Apps, when you take a break and then you post after a certain time, Instagram will tell your followers, hey, Terralina posted after a while. Go check out her post. I've seen it.
I see it all the time. Yeah.
Right. So where are you feeling like, okay, if I'm not in the race 24/7, I'm going to miss out? No, that's burnout. Don't burn yourself out, because then it becomes, and I've said this before about content, you're just making regular content, you're posting the post, and you're not making something meaningful, which is what, the I was going to talk about today, which I will a little bit later when I do the 12 o'clock one. I was going to talk
Okay.
about storytelling.
Yes.
And how you use storytelling to keep your audience engaged. And then I didn't say, oh, you're telling a story every day. You're you're doing what you have to do when you can do it as a business owner,
Thank you.
because you're not
Please
an
say that
influencer.
again, Terry. Say that again.
As a business owner, you cannot be on social media all day, every day. It doesn't work like that. So you have to maximize your time, and you have to have a strategy, which is what we talk about every week. That's why I'm here. I'm giving you different options and different thoughts and ideas, and how to do this and how to do it easily. That's what we talk about. So, and you may be an influencer, but I mean, as a business owner, if you're selling a product or service, you're more a business owner than an influencer. Influencers are those people that they want likes and they want followers. They want more, because that's their currency that they take to the brand or the company to get the brand or the company to pay them. You as a business, that's not your model. That doesn't work for you. You're selling products and services. So you need more eyeballs, more attention. You're solving a problem. You're giving them the right message that's hitting the target. And then you're saying, come along with me. Let's have this conversation. Let's take this journey to where at the end of the road, they buy from you.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. And seeing what happened with Facebook and everything yesterday, that's just your tool to get more attention. That's all, to broadcast. That's your broadcast. It's not that's not your basic of your business. You should have a website, a landing page, something on where you're paying, a platform where you're paying, that you're serving up information, and you're able to put people into that and communicate with them when you want to, not when Facebook goes down. And I'm not saying that these other the platforms you pay for, like a website, will go down, but it won't go down for that long. Or there'll be other things going down, because this is technology, and it's all, I said Facebook is a website on a server somewhere. Everything that you do online or social media, a website, landing page, podcast, you name it, video, is on a server, which is a computer without a model, a monitor, not a model, a monitor. That's all it is. It's that the basic computer without the monitor.
Let me
That's
see.
what a
For
server is.
folks who can remember back, it looks like what do you call that thing?
They're usually they're tower shaped, and all they have are drives. They don't have monitors. There may be a couple monitors hooked up to like the main one, and I don't want to get too technical, but I'm just saying that's what it is.
Think of a room full of VCRs. If you can remember that far back.
Servers stacked on top. I have a picture. I'll post it up later on my Facebook, and you'll see. But that's all it is. And they all have drives and things in it working and all day long. And there's something called a network administrator that they're in charge of a building or a section, and they make sure those servers are up and running. Matter of fact, I think I read a few weeks ago that Amazon was built they built some city in Mexico with nothing but servers, nothing but buildings with servers in it. Yeah. Because that's what Amazon needs. Amazon needs that space and that power.
They got to administer all of that stuff. They can't afford to depend on someone else's servers.
Right. They're called server farms. So we want to Google it. It's server farms. But just think
they're called
server farms. Farms.
FARM.
Yeah, it's just, like I said, it's just buildings with servers in them. That's all. That's how everything runs. So I mean, we're going to keep talking. This is going to keep coming up. This subject will happen.
This
I
is
was
going to be a topic for several weeks. I'm sure people are just freaked out.
okay, and so let's talk about that for a minute, because today the lady that did the whistleblowing with she had the internal memo and papers and stuff. She's going up before Congress today to say more of what she said, because she had an interview on Sunday with 60 Minutes, and she said, the things that she said. I don't remember the details. I just know that she has
Which
internal
company is she
documents.
testifying against?
Hmm?
Which company is she testifying on?
She worked for She worked with
Okay,
Facebook.
Facebook. Okay.
Yeah, this is all about Facebook. So she's going to be on the news today. So then that means they're going to call Zuckerberg up, and he's got to go in and testify.
Well, my question is, does that mean that Facebook's going to be down again today? So people
No, Facebook's not going to be down again today.
To
It's
keep
not going to be down.
Keep the news from circulating.
And did you hear they were saying that he lost like $7 billion in
He
6
lost
hours or
$6
$50 billion?
Yes,
He's already made that up today, y'all.
Oh yeah, girl, please.
That's not a loss. That was a downturn in the market, and now it goes back up. Now, see, this is the deal that Facebook is going to have to make some changes. And they're going to be forced to make the changes. So expect to see a different Facebook. I don't know if it's going to be better, but expect changes to come.
Well,
I can guarantee
you that whoever is in charge of these, it's quote unquote hearings, has an understanding of how.
No, they don't. We talked about that on Friday.
Oh my gosh, are they clueless or what?
No, they don't. I played a clip of one of the senators, I think Blumenthal, and he was asking the person
you turn that off. Asking them to turn something off.
Yeah, he was saying turn the Finsta off, and the lady from Facebook, the executive, was trying to explain you don't turn off a Finsta. It's not an option. It's an account.
It's an individual account.
It's an account that and teenagers do this, and other people that they make an Instagram that they show their parents and their grandma and whoever, and then they have another Instagram that's secret. That their friend, only a small amount, their circle of friends, where they get to be themselves. That's called a Finsta. You don't turn. That's not a thing you turn off. It's just an account that's private that the kid made private, and other people have done it. I'm not gonna say teenagers, but other people have done it. Like employees, like they will have a Instagram if they want to get a job. They will have this Instagram, and then they have their private Instagram. Right.
Go ahead, especially those people who are in sensitive jobs after that woman got fired. She was a school teacher on vacation. In Germany. And she went to a beer festival, remember? And they fired her.
I remember, and they fired. Right. So that's why she would have another private Instagram.
I would.
A few followers who are friends that she know in real life. And then she would share those photos over there. So Finsta is not an option that you turn on and off. It's just I have 2 Instagrams or 3 or 4. A lot of people have more than 5 or 6, and they share different things on it.
But it just seemed like he didn't get it, did he? He really did.
Okay, so let's talk about the government for a second. Yeah, we got time. So the government, I'm here to tell you, if you think the government is light years ahead technology-wise of the private sector, they're not. They're way behind. Terralina can tell you, I can tell you, because we were both internally in the U.S. federal government working inside. And I can tell you, when I went to work for them, I was flabbergasted coming from private sector, from advertising and marketing with the big corporation where we had the latest and the greatest computer and this and that and equipment and everything. And then I get there and I'm like, were we in the dark ages? Behind.
Look, we had designated terminals. We couldn't even get to the internet. And sometimes I think in that case, it was a good thing, because you couldn't be accused of people having access to people's medical stuff and their social security numbers, sensitive data.
Right. Okay? Right. And if you have this perception that the government is on top of technology as it is today, you know more than they do. Example is the senator that didn't know what a Finsta was. Somebody gave him that word and he ran with it. He didn't even know what it was. And
it didn't take time.
There's plenty more people like that in government, in agencies, and you know they're not up to speed.
And they're not listening to their employees. The
They're
employees
not
are
up to
trying to
speed, right?
explain stuff to them, and they're like,
So
whatever.
this is like you going to get life-saving surgery, and the surgeon has a book there looking up how to do the surgery. You going? I'm hopping off the top. I'm like, no, get me out of here.
Or they call in the technician
Mm-hmm.
to implant the device because they didn't take the time to practice or watch a video or whatever to see how to do it.
They
I've
don't
heard
know.
of
I'm
them
telling you,
doing
the
that.
government does not know. They are they're trying to them trying to tell Facebook to how them regulating Facebook is a joke. They don't understand, first of all.
Especially at this point because it's so large now.
Right.
It is
Right.
definitely
And
the
I'm not
elephant
saying
in the
that
room.
this is right, that Facebook is right. I'm not saying that it is. I'm
Mhm.
just saying this is how it is. Now, this question I heard a lot on the news was, why would Facebook put profits ahead of people's privacy, and say, because it's a corporation, it's a business. That's the definition of a business. They are for profit. They're not non-profit. They're not a charity. They are for profit. Whatever maximizes the profits for the business is what they do. Now, this is where Facebook went wrong. That they're out of step with what people want, and they have been for the longest. I remember Mark Zuckerberg telling us years ago he didn't really care about
He
privacy.
didn't care. Didn't he say that?
We can look it up. Google it. He said this years ago.
I don't care. I'm not trying to
He
do
says
all that with
privacy is
y'all.
not a concern of his. And y'all was like, okay, but I'm using this Facebook. And this is what happened. So who's on Facebook today? Everybody that was complaining yesterday, it's like, I hate to say it, it's like they're addicted to this drug called Facebook. And once it was down, they didn't know what to do with themselves. And then they gave them the drug back. They put the app back up. They put the website back up, and now everybody's happy.
Wow.
And they say we're going to boycott Facebook. We're going to delete Facebook. How many times have we heard that over the years? Too many. And they always go back to Facebook. Now, what happens is, to get rid of Facebook, if you want to bring Facebook down, wait till Mark Zuckerberg goes in front of the government and then see what the fallout is from there. Because there's going to have to be changes. Really. It can't continue the way it is. So that's my thoughts, because it's just crazy. I was just sitting back yesterday going, oh well, I can't do anything on Facebook or Instagram. What, I just went and did something else, or I have other things to do. But obviously, people couldn't figure that out yesterday, and and I feel sorry for the ones that were running their businesses and running ads but
I'm sure they'll find a way to make it up.
You have to have a backup plan. So I saw some people saying they wanted to be compensated for yesterday for loss of business.
Really?
And I'm like,
really?
Good luck with that. It's not happening. It's not happening. So it was just ridiculous yesterday. So expect more is what I'm saying. The whistleblower, she's talking today to Congress, and then they have to call Zuckerberg up again, and they're going to say this, that, and the other, and things have to change. So look for changes. Wow. There will be changes. Good ones? I don't know, but there will be changes. And we'll be right here front and center looking, because I'm interested in this. And I think we've been talking about this 2 weeks ago. I mentioned on the Tech Friday that this is what happened. The Wall Street Journal had these internal documents, and remember the thing about the teenage girls and this the sex trafficking and the human trafficking. So all of that, this story has evolved out of that, because now there's talk of the letting, allowing QAnon and all these conspiracy things to have their, Facebook didn't take that information down quick enough. So it's listen, if you're interested, watch the Senate hearings. If not, just get the recap on the news. That's all I'm saying. It's a mess, is what I'm saying. It's a mess. Wow. And it threw my plans out of the loop. I was like, okay, we're gonna talk about storytelling, but we gotta talk about what's going on with Facebook. Now, this is the deal with us business owners. We need social media, but not really. It's a
Mhm.
useful tool, but you're going to have your own media that you pay for, a website. If you don't have a website, start looking. If you need advice or you have questions, let me know. You know how to reach me. I'm Terry Johnson everywhere. You're going
Yes.
to need email lists. It's email marketing software. There's tons. If you need advice on that, let me know. But you need those two things. You need those things. That's your backup system. But you can still use social media because Pinterest was working, TikTok was
And
working.
YouTube. We
You
streamed First Mondays into the
Yeah,
circle and
right.
on YouTube.
Right. So
And
YouTube was still working. There
mhm,
was lots of social media that working.
mhm,
Facebook is the biggest thing in the game next to Google, but it's not the only one.
mm-mm.
Look into the others. I mean, I've been telling people, hey, get your TikTok together. You don't have to make the videos like the kids, but get it together. That can be your other that could be your new platform, or YouTube. Like Carolina said, YouTube has the shorts feature and the community feature, and you can put posts in that look like Instagram posts. There's even another app called Fanbase. There was a lot of talk about this on Clubhouse yesterday, and I forgot about this app. It's called Fanbase, Fanbas, and it's Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all rolled into one. And the founder is I think it's a black guy. I can't remember his name, but he started it.
Mhm.
And he was on TikTok, Clubhouse yesterday, and talking about his app, getting people signed up. So you might want to check that out. It's called Fanbase, and I think he has a monetization system in place for posts, because it was like he saw Instagram and he said, "Listen, I want to do that, but I want to, people, you should get paid for your posts." So it's called Fanbase. So take a look at it. That's going to be something up and coming. It's real small now, but it's one to keep your eye on. So
I like that. I love that about you, Terry. You always tell us how to get in on the ground floor. And
yeah,
I want to encourage you, if you get in on the ground floor, be patient. Grow with the app. It's going to change. It's going to get better. It's just like any other small business.
yes,
Be gracious.
yes.
Okay.
Yes, and this is your time now to say, wait a minute. If you're dependent on Facebook too much, I mean, I'm not saying not use it, because the
No,
ads are
because we
great.
use it.
Hmm.
I mean,
Yeah, we're using it now. I'm not saying not to
mhm.
use it. I'm just saying that you need to have your backup plan, your strategy in
Well,
place,
I'm gonna
which
tell
could
you
be
what grandma used to say. You need to know more than one way home.
yes.
Do
And
not
you
get
need to
in a
have a dime.
pattern.
Remember, and you had to have a dime in your pocket to make a phone call for all the youngsters. Pay phones. It was a
Hmm.
dime and then it was a quarter.
Hmm. But you had to have a way to connect with
Yes,
home, right?
yes,
And you needed to know more than one way home.
yes,
Okay,
definitely,
because you don't want to get in a pattern because people can track you. So she would
definitely,
tell us, look, you need to know one way. Okay, so that's all we're saying today,
definitely.
right?
Yeah. So what I'm, to wrap it up, I'll say that just be calm. Just that was
Okay,
a blip,
carry on.
right? It can't be calm, carry on. But now take all your eggs out of the Facebook basket if you've done that. I think I have a blog post about the putting all your eggs in one
Do
basket.
one
I will
basket.
post that. That's old. I think that's like 3 or 4 years ago. It's still true. You don't want to put your eggs in one basket because you
Because
got a bunch of broken
principles
eggs and nothing.
never change,
Yeah, what
right?
you gonna do? Got to make a cake real quick or an omelet real quick or something. All your eggs are broken.
Help
I don't
us.
know.
Help us
All
to
right.
understand better
Mm-hmm.
how to use these tools. Well,
Yeah.
Terry, I have put up your contact information is scrolling across the bottom. Terry Johnson online.live. So that
Mm-hmm.
those persons who want to see the broadcast, they can go to terryjohnsononline.live. Also, I'm going to share this information.
Right. We're in the Biz Chicks Facebook page and the Biz Chicks Facebook group. There are posts there. So
Mm-hmm.
if you want, where how do I find it? I'm on Facebook. Well, you can find it over there. Now, if you go to terryjohnsononline.live, that will take you to Facebook and YouTube. So you have your choice.
There you
Okay.
go.
Now
Now, and
be
you
there
know,
at
this.
noon, at 12 p.m. Eastern time, 9 a.m. Pacific time.
That's right. Now, I've got
Yeah.
a couple of things that I want to share about BizChicks.
Yep.
One of the services that we're offering, I don't know if people even knew this about us. So I decided to make a meme to let you know that we do stream, we live stream for you. So
There
if
you
you
go.
have an event, you can contact us. Let me take down this banner that's scrolling here. You can contact us, just scan the QR code and contact us. Let us know what you need. In addition to that, I wanted people to know that if you're looking to connect with the Biz Chicks community, we would love for you to text Biz to 33777 and join the Biz Chicks circle. That way, you'll get the notification and you will be able to see the broadcast because we are posting it over there.
Yeah.
Um, so with that, we want to remind you that Terry will be here every Tuesday. We love her. She has taken the time to come to you all the way from New York City. And we want to give a shout out to Francine, my partner, Miss Francine Gregory, real estate entrepreneur and tech diva. It's her wedding anniversary, and we're
Oh,
giving
happy
her the day off.
anniversary.
Woo! Happy anniversary, Fran. Enjoy the day. We love you and we're sending love your way. And with that, I want to remind you, come back at 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time in a half an hour over here on Pacific time,
Yep.
and tune in for Terry Johnson
Yep.
Online. With that, remember, go to the front of your own line and have a great day. Thank you again, TJ.
You're welcome.
Bye bye.